picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
There you go. She's finished. I think I'm ready to stick a fork in this one. I rarely know when to stop weathering, but I think I've learned my lesson this time. It's to stop weathering. Got the sards on. I ended up not putting any smoke on them because it was not sticking very well, and it just didn't look good. But you can see the maybe you can see the double fan blades in there. There's one blade that's on the inside of the dome, and then the set of mixers that goes on behind it. And let me put on the thrusters underneath. Very effective, I think. Okay, ladies and germs, there's your finished Franklin. From the tip of its nacelle to the top of its nose. Just a nicely weathered little starship with the name of Franklin. Here is your finished Franklin with zooming features. Actually kind of looks best in this. This is your coming up off the cliff shot. Let me do the there you go, there are the thrusters. Thank you again, Ralph. Ralph Tenaglia of Tenna Controls hits it out of the ballpark yet once again. And there are some shot I have not given enough play to, and that is the back of the nacelle, so you can see the orange balls at the back. But for it being a weathered on-the-ground starship, quite a bit of difference between this and the pristine gray you normally see of a ship that never was seen in atmosphere. So made quite the refreshing difference, quite the nice change. And luckily enough, I finished it up early enough this week that I can, take my time on this Friday and maybe pick at a detail here or there. But we'll go ahead and say that, yeah, it's done. This kit should be gracing the stands, your local hobby shop and or online retailer sometime in February or March, coming up this spring. So be on the lookout for it. And I know Ralph will have his light kit ready. I certainly will have my painting templates ready. And we will go from there. And hopefully it'll do well enough that Moebius will release other starships in the Star Trek Beyond line. I know they've got the license to do all of the JJ movies, so I've heard various subjects that they have up for consideration, but they won't do anything if nothing sells. So if for no other mercenary reason than to see more Trek kits out there, go ahead and buy one of these puppies when it comes out. I like it because it harkens back to the classic orange nacelle, classic Trek colors and all of that kind of stuff, without the Apple Store blue nacelles of the Enterprise, or the everything's glass and shiny white and all of that. I prefer this aesthetic a lot more. So I was keen to be able to go ahead and build one of the first ones. And again, Franklin and 326, it just doesn't get any better than that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down while my battery runs out, and figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my day. And here's a good shot with the as much of the background covered up as possible so you can see some plain old starshipy goodness. There you can see the thrusters thrusting. Oop, focus. There we go. Clear. If you look at the lights on the bottom, you don't always get to see these, particularly the rear nacelles. There's that, oops, let me get the wiring out of the way. There's the angle that you're used to seeing when it's attacking the swarm. And with that last view, we're going to bid a fond farewell to the Franklin. There's your alliteration for the day, a fond farewell to the Franklin. I would like to go put the Franklin back up because I just can't leave it alone. I would like to thank the very many people who are responsible for helping me get this into my greedy little hands. Start first with Dave at Mobius Models. Thank you, Dave. I hope I did you proud. And Ralph Tenaglia at Tenna Controls. I will put Tenna's address, their website right there, so that you can fully appreciate all the goodies that Ralph has. See, now you can see just a good shot of those thrusters. All the goodies that Ralph makes for those of us who are not electronically inclined. Ralph makes it so much easier for me that all I got to do is say, Ralph, I'd like something to do this and this and this, and then he it just comes out of the air and it does exactly what I want it to do. So thank you, Ralph, for being the wizard of lighting that you are. But first and foremost, thank you to Dave and Frank and all of the fine people at Mobius for making such a wonderful kit to start with. Yes, you can get good results. Now, admittedly, I'm biased. Like I said, it's Franklin. It's Franklin. So I'm biased, but I can see myself building many of these in the future. And getting this first one built was a joy and a pleasure. So I just can't put it down, but I'm going to. So until next week, when we got to pick up something else to do. I've got a couple of irons in the fire, but I don't know exactly what they will be. Maybe it'll be back to Christopher Johnson. Yes, I say that because he's laying over in the corner, looking dejected and saying, "Why, Lou? Why have you left me over here? Why aren't you working on me?" So maybe I'll get back to Christopher Johnson next week. Until then, when the mystery of what I'll be doing next is solved for you and for me as well as you. I will say, be good to each other, and build more models. Talk to you later.